Hot news update: coronavirus on May 13, 2020. Note, this is a collaborative video made between Travel for All fanpage and Knowledge of Coronavirus channel. This video is copyrighted by Travel for All fanpage and Knowledge of Coronavirus channel. Please respectfully welcome everyone. The following is the remarkable news most on May 13 as follows. 1. U.S. News. School is out for an early summer for most U.S. kids, and discouraging signs about the spread of coronavirus are starting to cloud hopes of a return to class in the fall for students from across the United States. More than 82,000 people have died in the U.S. from coronavirus. A top model now forecasts that 147,000 Americans will die by August as governors continue lifting measures toward a reopening. Los Angeles County is expected to remain under some sort of stay-at-home order for months, and California's two main university systems announced in-person classes will likely be canceled through the fall. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the FBI issued a public service announcement this morning that China is likely to target the U.S. response to the COVID-19 crisis, calling it a significant threat. A general warning from the cyber organization of the FBI and DHS CISA noted that COVID-19's healthcare, pharmaceutical and research industries should be aware that they are the main targets of this activity and take the necessary steps to protect their systems. 2. World Update. The numbers: more than 4.2 million cases of COVID-19 have been recorded worldwide, including at least 291,000 deaths. Updated at 15:30 on May 13, 2020. In the world, 4,355,455 people are infected, 29,088 people died, of which United States 1,408,636 people suffer from, 83,425 people died. Spain, 269,520 people infected, 26,920 people died. England, 226,463 people infected, 32,692 people died. Russia, 242,271 people were infected, 2,212 people died. Until 21 o'clock on May 13, Vietnam did not record any new cases in the community. Vietnam, 288 cases of COVID-19. A total of 252 people were cured. 3. Latest news about the dangers of COVID-19. Typically, COVID-19 attacks the lungs, but it can also attack anywhere from the brain to the toes. Doctors around the world repeatedly discovered that COVID-19 attacked the body in new ways, instead of causing fever, cough, and shortness of breath, forcing the medical community to reevaluate the disease and how to cope. Coronavirus attacks the heart, weakens the heart muscle and interrupts the heartbeat. It affects the kidney so severely that some hospitals lack dialysis devices, spread to the nervous system, causing patients to lose their sense of taste and sometimes to the brain. In addition, the virus also produces blood clots that can cause death and vasculitis throughout the body, causing a rash on fingers and toes. COVID-19 may start with a few symptoms or no symptoms, then suddenly a few days later it suddenly pulls air out of the lungs. The disease strikes older people, people with pre-existing conditions and obese people, affecting men more than women, and also shows signs of pregnancy complications. Last week, doctors warned that an inflammatory reaction to heart complications in children could be linked to the coronavirus. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced that 73 children were seriously ill and 3 children died from COVID-19. 4. Russia News. Russia epidemic worsens. Russia has reported over 10,000 cases per day for 11 consecutive days. It has recorded more infections than any country other than the U.S. In a related development, Russian authorities ordered the use of all ventilators manufactured by a domestic company after related fires that killed at least 5 people on May 12. 5. South Korea News. South Korea cluster grows. Nearly 120 cases have now been linked to an outbreak in a Seoul nightlife district. The South Korean Health Agency said it temporarily had no plans to reimpose strict social distance despite a new outbreak in Seoul. South Korean officials have been trying to track down and test thousands of people over the weekend after discovering a new outbreak involving a dance hall in Itaewon District, Seoul. Korea has identified at least 119 COVID-19 songs from the discotheque. However, South Korean Deputy Health Minister Kim Gang-lip said that he would not socialize again if the number of new infections per day was still below 50. According to Mr. Kim, the authorities had found 95% of the cases. 6. French news. Thousands of schools across France reopened on May 12 after the government relaxed the blockade the day before. Teachers wear masks and students are arranged to separate seats. In a hearing before the House of Representatives in the afternoon of May 12, Jean Castex, the author of the plan to lift the national blockade, announced that the government was prepared for a possible re-establishment of the blockade. Mr. Castex emphasized that if the disease situation worsens, the government will not wait until June 2, the start of Phase 2 of the blockade removal plan, to react. However, new blockade measures may only apply to localities that record unusually high numbers of cases. 7. Singapore news. The number of infections in the community stood at one figure for 3 consecutive days. New cases in the community in Singapore remain single digits for 3 consecutive days up to May 12, the first time since April 7 when the island nation imposed coercive measures. 19 spread. The deadline for imposing restrictions was originally scheduled to end on May 4 but was extended to June 1 because of an outbreak in the dormitories of foreign workers in Singapore. There were 4 new cases in the community on May 12, bringing the total number of cases nationwide to 24,671, mostly foreign workers. 8. Philippines news. The Philippines added 21 deaths and 268 infections. The Philippine Ministry of Health on 13/5 recorded an additional 21 deaths from COVID-19, bringing the total number of deaths from this pandemic to 772. Meanwhile, the number of new infections in the country is 268, and the total number of COVID-19 cases so far is 11,618. The positive was that 145 patients had just recovered, and now, in the Philippines there are 2,251 people who have passed COVID-19. As of about 9 p.m. on May 13, the website Worldometer.com said that the whole world recorded 4,376,494 cases of COVID-19 and 294,487 people died from the disease. Meanwhile, 1,623,090 people have recovered. 9. Thai news. Thailand is free of new infections for the first time after more than 2 months. Thailand on 13 May announced no new cases were reported for the first time since March 9. Since the outbreak in January, Thailand has had a total of 3,017 cases and 56 deaths. The Thai government continues to call on people to wear masks in public places, stay hygienic and implement social spacing, according to Tawisin Wisanayapan, a spokesman for Thailand's COVID-19 control center. Tawisin said many areas still face the risk of infection, such as Bangkok and neighboring provinces, as well as the southern region of Thailand, where many cases have been reported in recent weeks. To date, 2,844 COVID-19 patients in Thailand have recovered and discharged from the hospital. 10. Chinese news. China mainland 7 more new cases. The National Health Commission of China on May 13 said it had 7 more new infections, up from 1 from the previous day. Of these, 6 were local cases in Jilin province and 1 was imported in Shanghai. In addition, China recorded 8 more asymptomatic cases on May 12, compared with 15 cases the day before. Speaking at a press conference on May 13, the deputy mayor of Jilin City warned of the risk of a strong spread and said local authorities would step up disease control. Our newsletter is now over. Thank you for always watching and supporting our videos. Knowledge of Coronavirus, channel and travel for all fantage respectfully, and see you in the next video.